What is going on, YouTube? JustinDezzz back with the Hobart Teambuilder Dynasty Season 5. So I tried to do the actual gameplay, like play games, and I would just lose, or the game would freeze and whatnot. So I just figured I would start the sim. I did play against Alabama. It was a great, awesome, classic game, as you can quickly see the stats. It was just an all-time thriller, to the point where we missed 36-33. They missed a field goal, and then we absolutely blew out LSU. Dustin Miller, he struggled against Alabama. He had 5 turnovers and all that. So it was so crazy. And then this was the game that I was frozen on, I believe. Yeah, it was. So then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to start simming, because I just don't want to keep on playing a game and then lose it, then replay it. And to me, it just wasn't the same. So that's when I started doing that. And then I also found out the entire audio was just shot. So then we went to Minnesota. We did sim a couple of games. I didn't mean to. I lost that, but if you saw Eric Rich there passing, it's because Dustin Miller hurt his back, and then Ryan Kaplan hurt his shoulder or something. So we were basically down to our third string quarterback. And against Minnesota, when I first played it, I was down to the fifth string quarterback. But yeah, here's the stats. I mean, nothing too super duper crazy. So we were 5-3 after defending our title. Really, nothing happened crazy-wise. Joe Francis had 2 picks, as you could see. And then we did beat Penn State, who was ranked at the time, but they were kind of disappointed. This was Ryan Kaplan's first game back. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I looked at the stats, and our quarterbacks would run 20 times. And I'm like, no wonder why they got hurt. Kaplan literally ran the ball 20 times. Did we just run read options and triple options the entire game? Even though our offense is multiple offense. As you can see quickly, the polls: Clemson, Georgia Tech, Alabama, Michigan, Texas, Air Force, Navy, Miami University, South Carolina, Kansas State, Minnesota, who's a 1-star prestige, which is very shocking, Notre Dame. And we finished 7-5 on the year, but, here are some of the records. Tyler broke, Dustin broke as well, and Dustin Miller passed Jordan Williams by a far amount. And, yeah, we beat Miami in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Bama absolutely crushed Clemson. Some of the bowl game stats we won 38-10. We finished 8-5. Dustin Miller, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I don't really understand why our quarterbacks ran a lot, but Tim Richards and Cox, and it was very, very weird. Our defense kind of underperformed as well, big time in my mind, which is why we finished 8-5. Final stats on the year: 2,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 11 picks. Kaplan had 11 touchdowns, 4 picks. Eric Rich had 9 touchdowns and 3 picks. TJ finished his senior year with 8 touchdowns and 800 yards. Banks had 300 yards. Kaplan had 300 yards as well. Rich had 200, and we looked down, and Dustin Miller got sacked a lot. That he had -10. Tyler had a 3rd consecutive year of 1,000 yards. Mac Daddy finished his career with 800 yards, 700 yards for Tim Richards. Both had 10 touchdowns. Demetrius Cox, Tony Gordon, not as much touchdowns as I would like, but it is what it is. We gave up 2 guys. Dennis Mason had 10 sacks given up. And then RJ Green gave up 10 as well. Absolutely wild. I don't know how that happened, but Kevin Robinson had 9.5 sacks. Other than that, it was very sort of underwhelming with 2.5 sacks, 1.5 sacks, 1. So it was literally just Kevin Robinson getting pressure compared to everyone else. It was kind of sad to me. 3 picks for Joe Francis and Terrell Morris, and then won by a bunch of them. Brian Bentley did have a 95-yard and 15 and 14 deflections is absolutely insane. To me, we should have had way more picks. 2 forced fumbles and only 1 safety. No defensive touchdowns, which was very, very shocking to me that we did not have a defensive touchdown. So then Kirby Smart became our new offensive coordinator, and Michael Poole went to Indiana, and Kirby Smart was absolutely loaded. So then we lost Ted Sharp because he wanted to go to Louisiana Tech. Brandon Holland wanted to go to Troy. We did only have 2 guys get drafted technically, but I'm going to put Terrell Morris, Mac Daddy in there because to me, they should be NFL bound. That's just me. But Chris Bonner, I'm warning you right now, he's going to turn into Chris Bennett because of Madden 23. For some reason, Bonner is a very inappropriate last name, so he's Chris Bennett when you see where he gets drafted and whatnot. But just giving you the heads up. But Terrell Morris finished with 81 tackles, 9 picks. 21 pass deflections was just absolutely wild. Mac Daddy, he had a lot of drops at the beginning of his career, but he finished with 2,500 yards, 2,567 yards. We did sign the 3rd best recruiting class. No 5 stars. Only Bama and Texas were ahead. We moved Eric Rich over to running back because we needed the help, and he wasn't going to get his playing time. J.B. Johnson, Jeff Smith, and then we go to training real quick. Dustin Miller's our first 99 overall. Ryan Kaplan, 97. I'm kind of surprised that Dustin Miller came back for his senior year because I wanted 2 full years of the Kaplan experience, but I guess not. But Tyler was 94. Wide receivers are solid. I don't know why I did fullback, but he really improved. John McBride, our redshirt freshman tight end, really improved. Our offensive line's not the way I wanted, but it is what it is. Dennis Mason's our best one, but overall, they were just kind of middle of the pack. Offensive line. Kevin Robinson was a 90. CK was a 90 as well. Marcus Williams, a 91. Robert King was a 90. Other than that, and Robert Richards and DeMarcus Roberts were 91, 88, 86, 79. 91 for Joe Francis, 83, 84, 86, 85. So then we look at red shirts. We redshirted Paris Green. We're probably going to redshirt Phillip Walker, or we did, and Joseph Smith. Red shirt wise, I wanted to Jeff Smith, maybe J.B. Johnson, but I decided not to redshirt the walk-on. Not redshirt the tight ends. We're good. Not redshirting any. We're redshirting Joe Bradley. No, keeping that. And then I decided to obviously redshirt one of the right ends. And Luke Ball maybe Lance Mitchell, definitely Travis Moore. Austin Turner maybe. Definitely did Joe Everett. And Bryant Harris. Here's the schedule: San Jose State. Then we go to Eugene, Oregon. Then we face Michael Porter, our old offense coordinator. Then Nebraska, Michigan State, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Northwestern, Stanford, Penn State, Rutgers. Curtis Cooper, Marcus Williams and Bradley and Joe Francis were Big Ten first-team All-Americans. Tyler was second-team, kind of a snub. And Kevin Robinson as well with Robert Richards. And we did not get any Heisman love, We are preseason ranked 6th. Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, Minnesota, Notre Dame are ahead of us, followed by Stanford, Michigan, Georgia Tech, Clemson, Auburn, Oregon, Mississippi State, Arizona State, South Carolina, Navy, Miami, Florida State, NC State, Michigan State, Oklahoma State, LSU, and